I'm actually pretty interested to know. I know grief, when we discuss it, for me, culturally, is quite a sad, a really, upsetting time for families and friends. But when we discussed earlier on today, you mentioned about, Caribbeans celebrate somebody's life. Can you sort of like explain to me if you feel that that enables you to be able to deal with grief in a different manner to how I potentially will deal with grief at some point in my life? Do you feel like the way you deal with grief and how you celebrate somebody's life rather than being sad for that particular loss of not being able to call or message that individual, or just having that person around?
Yeah, so I think without sounding like it's just a big celebration, there is that moment where the loss will exist and you will be like, because I've done it a few times, you're like, number's still in your phone book. It might be last week that you've called the person, you're like, I can't even call that. I can't even have that conversation. It might be, and again, it's different relationships with different people. That might be your go-to person when you've got problems all the time and they're always there. They are now gone. So you do have those reflective moments where you can't do that. Now, I think one thing about, so I'm not sure about so many other cultures, with the West Indians, what we tend to have is we have a night. So the 9th night after the person's died, people get together. So it's more of a community getting together to celebrate life and talk stories and work our way through it. And then we have the funeral. But if we're going through that process of the 9th night, you've already gone through the raw emotion of actually this person's gone. Now, the 9 nights are kind of weird because you almost expect that same person to walk through the door. Because they might have been at the 9 night for somebody else prior. Then it's their turn. And then as the numbers dwindle, it's almost like something will always get taken away from you. So I think what's happened, Caribbeans, what we tend to do, we go through that mourning process, through the 9 night and the church. But after the church, when the reception's on, the drinks come out, the music's playing, and we're celebrating life. And for me, yeah, you're right. I think that is such a moment because you connect with individuals you haven't seen for a while. You're sharing stories from different perspectives of this one individual, but you all seen it the same way or not. It's there's something beautiful about celebrating life as opposed to mourning and grieving life being sad. It's just another way.